Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to tell you how you should write your Canadian CV. As you all know, the format for CVs in Canada is really different compared to what you may have seen in your home country. So this video is going to be really helpful to you if you're thinking about moving to Canada either through immigration or even a work permit, and even if you're already working in Canada or if you're a student about to begin working in Canada. In this video, I'm going to tell you about finding a job in Canada, how you can optimize your resume for Canadian employers with details like how many pages your resume should be, what you should definitely include in your resume and what should be left out, and the most preferred online portals and a few tips to help you get a job in Canada right away, even from your home country. So do watch the video till the end. Hey guys, this is Jason from Dream Canada. If you're new to the channel, I show people how to save their money and immigrate to new countries through my videos without the help of any immigration consultants or agents or lawyers. You can find all the process instructions for you to apply on your own through this channel. Subscribe now because all the information provided here is completely free and I answer all your queries in the comment section and on my social handles on Instagram and Twitter, so don't forget to follow us there as well. To begin with, I'm going to tell you the first thing that you should not do, which is a very common mistake here, is attaching a photo to your CV. Now, unless your job profile is that of an actor, a model, or any related field, you definitely should not attach your photo to your CV. Apart from looking really unprofessional, in an effort to ensure they're not being biased or discriminating based on appearance, some recruiters will not consider CVs with pictures. For the same reasons, some HR departments have policies in place that prohibit resumes with pictures from even being considered. The only information you need on your CV is what is relevant to the jobs that you'll be applying for. The next thing what you should always avoid is providing too much unwanted, unrelated information. You do not need to include most personal information on your CV. At this point, the only personal information the employer or recruiter needs is your name and how to contact you. They don't need to know your social handles except your LinkedIn profile. They don't need to know what country you're from, your race, your religion, your marital status, or anything about your family. In fact, if any of these questions are asked in an interview, it might even be considered to be illegal under Canada's human rights laws. Your CV is also not a place to disclose your social insurance number or your SIN number. Employers do not need that until you're already hired for the job. Your SIN card is a sensitive document and you should only share it when it's legally required. All you need to include in your CV is your relevant skills, your experience, and basic contact details like your name, phone number, and email. A mailing address is not always necessary, especially if you're searching for a job in a different city, and also especially if you're searching for a job from a different country. The next thing you should not do is make your CV too long, like 3 to 4 pages and so on. When it comes to a number of pages, 1 page is most ideal, but having 2 pages is fine. You want the person reviewing your application to see only your best, most relevant and recent experience. If you're just starting your career and you don't have a lot of experience, you can include items that may be a little less relevant to the job you're applying for. Recruiters should be able to get an idea of your experience and its relevance to the position that you're applying for. The next thing to not do is put someone who's not familiar with your work as a reference in your CV. The rule of thumb is whoever you select to be a reference for your previous job or jobs has to be somebody who has either worked with you or has observed you at work for at least 2 years. You can choose somebody from your home country because chances are that you'll have more people there than in Canada. Something even more important is that the individuals you list have to be available for when your Canadian employer calls or emails them to verify your information, experience, and credentials. They need to be comfortable in answering the reference check questions, so it's much better if you select somebody you trust and with whom you have a good working relationship. Another huge mistake people often make is they use their old email address, which maybe has a funny name or a sarcastic meaning. Examples like Batman or Buttercup may have sounded funny earlier, but it's really unprofessional in the long run. Recruiters do pay attention to these details and they might judge you based on whatever email address you thought was funny in high school. Using an email address that contains your name, however, does not signal any red flags and you can do that. Now coming to a few things which you should do to boost your chances of getting called in for interview rounds, starting with tailoring your CV for the particular job posting that you're applying for. What many people do is they create one single universal CV which they use for all the jobs that they apply for. Now, although this isn't wrong by itself, it kind of limits your chances, because if you take a little trouble and tweak your CV according to a particular job profile, which probably highlights your skills and experience that are matching those involved with the job position available, your chances of getting selected are boosted to a great extent. This is because most recruitment firms and the companies that you'll be applying to already have software in place to detect a few keywords from your CV that are relevant to open job positions. Most of the other CVs that list a few matching keywords or no matching keywords at all are directly discarded and ignored. So it may be a little extra work to tailor your CV for every position you apply to, but this may get you much better results in the long run. The next thing you should do is quantify your achievements. Try to quantify your achievements with numbers if you can. For example, if you were a manager, mention how many people you were responsible for overseeing, or how many executives made your team. If you worked in sales, how many products you sold in a month. If you worked in advertisement, how many ad campaigns you were in charge of. How much profit did you bring in every month. Listing specific achievements like these in numbers that an employer can understand will highlight your skills better than a generic statement like just saying that you have a good work ethic or he or she bears a good moral character, etc. All of this means nothing in Canada. Demonstrating that you grew traffic to your company's website by 20% over a year, for example, shows a recruiter that you know exactly what you're doing and you're accountable for your growth. Next, wherever possible, write in the third person. This would mean avoiding I, me, or my in your CV. Keep your sentences short and clear. For your work experience, include the name and location of your company and list a few of your responsibilities. Include the years you worked at the company or the number of months if you worked for less than a year. There's no need to explain gaps in employment on your resume. It'll come up in the interview if the recruiter really wants to know this. For your education, list the school or university, study program, credentials, and dates. Depending on the position you're applying for, you can include your GPA as well, but it's usually not necessary. You can include your awards here or in a separate awards section if you have space to fill up. Adding in unpaid work experience or volunteering experience in your CV goes a really long way in Canada. Canadian companies prefer people who take the effort for unpaid work for charity or volunteering events, especially if it's aligned with the open job position that you're applying for. Remember to include a cover letter to your CV even if you're not asked for it. Even if employers or recruiters are going to skip through it and head straight for your CV, it's always good to include a cover letter. A cover letter is meant to embellish your CV and to show the recruiter why you are the best fit for their job opening. Your cover letter should contain the company's contact information as well as your contact information. It should be no more than a couple of paragraphs and it should not take up a whole page. The first paragraph should introduce who you are and why you want this job. Be sure to name the position you're applying for. In the subsequent paragraphs, you will want to demonstrate why you are the best candidate for the position, referring to your previous relevant experience. You can go above and beyond by showing them how your involvement will solve their problems and make them a better company. Conclude by thanking them for their time and letting them know that you'll be following up. If you want to know how to get a job offer from your home country along with the online job portals you should use, and a few tips and tricks to help you get hired in Canada, I've made a detailed video listing all of this info and details like the ATS software companies use to go through CVs, the websites you can use to optimize keywords in your CV, and much more other information. I'll add a link to it in the description box. Do have a look at it, it'll be really beneficial for your Canadian job search. Alright guys, so that was how you should create your Canadian CV. For more immigration and travel tips, subscribe to this channel now. Do like this video if you like the content and comment what topic you would like to hear about next. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe for regular updates on immigration and don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. I wish you the best of luck for your application and hope you have a great day.